Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Al-Farghani series here on the Lord Master channel, in which I've said it before, and that's, I still got a good couple of episodes left in me before I will finally put this series to bed, so I can, take a break from recording Crusader Kings for a while, before I have plans to start a next series, which I have explained it at the beginning of the previous episode about my future plans are. That relates to an upcoming flavor pack from the rice mod, which I will get into in the future. Which again, all that is just in the previous episode if you want to know more. And I may bring it up again in the in another coming episode in this late part of the series. So recently we have left India, which we've expanded the realms of Maharashtra, Malwa, Gondwana, and Telangana. In its wake, we left them our kin, well, one of which is currently in prison due to ongoing conflict that they're intervening with, or it's some other Indian business. So, again, we left them all to their devices, so all I could say is, good luck to all of you, because the purpose of why you're there, it's for the renown, the monthly renown gain, to increase it. I mean, look up here. 1 emperor, 7 kings, 3 dukes, 1 count, 2 dukes by marriage, 1 baron by marriage. That is a lot. And as well as all the other many modifiers due to certain things that they control on the domain, as well as certain court artifacts. That also gives them their monthly renown. Anything that benefits the renown gain. Which from now on, that renown gain will only be used... the renown will only be used to disinherit my sons for the heir that I will choose. But that time has not come yet. The time will come when my health starts getting poor. So we don't have to worry about that right now. So let's get down to business. Well, actually, those buildings have to be upgraded, especially this. Build, build, build. Oh yeah. There. All that is settled. While we continue to develop Marrakesh, which development is now 50, and it's still gonna keep on going up. The official. A powerful local official in Wadi Amur recently passed away. Given his prominence and his reputation for being a just and kindly figure, many mourned the loss at first, until evidence of immense corruption was discovered among his belongings and documents, ranging from bribery to involvement in smuggling to abuses of local peasants, like outright theft and assaults on peasant maids. The villain cunningly covered it all up under his benevolent facade. After all this came up, we learned of the mind-boggling magnitude of his corruption. It's certain the region will do much better about it. He fooled even me, if only we'd caught him while he was still alive. So that's some beeswax. Slapstick. Oh no, it seems I'm falling over again, my jester Tatus exclaims in a comical tone, practically somersaulting to my magnificent table. Ika, it's my table. I am so clumsy. I hope I can stay upright this time, says forcefully Tamino. Curses. My luck is run, he giggles, plummeting too dangerously close to my Gusan's battle axe. I don't use that thing. Falling over without getting hurt. Impressive. Yeah, I ain't as stressful as I used to. Oh, okay. As I'm recording, my internet just went off, but fortunately, oh, here's the thing regarding the version that I've been playing for this series. This is still the old version. The newer version of Crusader Kings 3, along with the Friends and Foes flavor pack, will come in the next series that I will do whenever the next Rice flavor pack comes up. So everything will be up to date. Heresy. Marabaptismated. That's not a heresy. That's our faith. Huh. So they announced to the world that he and his vassals was converted to Marabaptism. That was the Vashti. Oh, not it. That's my vassal. I was about to say hallelujah, he has seen a light, but no. That is in Christian context. Judeo-Christian context when you say that. I don't know what's the equivalent of that here in Islam. But anyways, having become disillusioned with the teachings of the Sunni priests, the nobles of Matid no longer consider the clergy to be righteous and true and have distanced themselves from the former religious institutions. They are instead professing themselves Marabatists, whose doctrines they feel better aligned with Allah's will. I knew they'd see the light eventually. Get that up. Another merchant. This time a Berber merchant. Alagna 70. You any good? I'd like to see it join my court, I'll pay you. So come on in. I know we don't. We do have better stewards at it, but I don't want to piss off some of the, you know, whatchamacallit, powerful vassals. You need to start training commanders again. Just stick around, there might be some work for you. Ah, of course. Since we've been building buildings a lot. You know what? Assign everybody core positions. You know you can afford it. So that way everybody's happy. We're gonna get the court grandeur back up to prominence. No poets here. You get to be the musician. That's your occupation. Bodyguards. Not only a bodyguard, but a personal champion as well. Younger. Hell, that's pretty much it. If anybody's got a problem with me, we'll take it up with me. Jerusalem area. has gone motorboat. Come off it, Devasti. Devastich. It's a spreading through the Levant. The bookworm, they calls him. Smuggling side business. Awaji strongholds finished. Nomadic recruitment grounds. Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, do we? No, I got it. Yeah. Nothing. Just a thought. Yeah, you still have contacts from this far away. Oh boy, here we go again. You know, that's my Marbolt friend. Oh, he ain't my friend. I mean, we never met. The Spy Master and the Master of the Hunt, the Pope, calls for a crusade. Allah protect us from these infidels. They're not after us directly. Oh yes, I forgot about this. The Dictionary of the Egypto-Sogdian language, which I commissioned over a year ago, is finally complete. As I paged through the large volume, I questioned it will be a proof of use. All words, or at least grouped by topics. The definitions are provided are woefully generic. For instance, the chapter on animals, goats, pigs, and cows are all listed as the four-legged animals often used as livestock. A few illustrations lacking in detail do not contribute in the least to the better understanding. Disappointed, I placed the heavy book on a shelf, mentally defining it as dictionary, a book that only draws dust. Keep the dictionary for my own use. Not all hope is lost. It is at the max. We are third in the world. Second place, they have us at 10. And, I'm laughing because they called him the vegetable. What do they mean by that? I don't know where he got that nickname, but it's a thing. They calls him the vegetable. So we heard of a possible rumor of a crusade, huh? As Shadow approaches me with yet another dead rat, I could do nothing but praise her. The castle's never been this free of ruins before. Keep up the good work. Rat-free. Huge health boost. Now I'm feeling good. God dang it. Due to the very high development you have, this makes the other neighboring provinces, have higher development of those too. We're catching up to Cordoba. Silk Road Herbs and Medicines. Several prominent members of the local East Asian community has recently given me sizable amounts of herbs and traditional medicines from the hills and forests of their ancestral homeland on the Far East. I am told these herbs and concoctions are found nowhere else, and will help me to maintain my health in the long run. Amazing, I'm delighted to receive such a gift. Small health boost should you ever get sick. Yeah, we gotta do something about all this in the future. Just to make it look better border-wise. But in the meantime, Socotra fishermen. While traveling throughout one of the fishing villages in Socotra, the fishermen offered me some of their recent catch. The islands always teem with many kinds of seafood. What do I wish to take home with me? Those crabs there look good. Just a large supply of Socotran crab. Yeah, I remember now. Speaking of islands, that island over there. It's mine. My brother died from the complications of flagellation. He beat himself up too much. Okay. Hey. Give me it. I know it's tyranny, but comply with my wish. Now, I want you out of here. And it will. Yes, I've gone tyrannical, but this is just more of, I want to do something with that island. Meanwhile, as ordered the servants of Allah, we need more land for which to organize our defense of the Marbotism faith. The cloud of Arzul is perfectly suited to our purpose. We wish to lead service in our cause. Your request is granted. Even though I don't need the money, we just... And my goodness, I'm getting healthier these days. Yeah, get out and stay out. Feudalize this tribe. Yep, we are fortifying the heck out of this island. Keep in mind, they're in the early medieval. Is that local culture over there? I could make it better. So there's a reason why we're doing this. It's to introduce sugarcane to Madeira. Sugarcane has proven to be a lucrative cash crop in parts of the Mediterranean, and Madeira looks like a perfect spot for sugarcane cultivation. Surely, Madeira's abundant timber can fuel the sugar industry here forever, or at least a long time, right? Yep, now we're getting into this new business. So this unlocks the ability to build a Lavada network. So sugarcane may eventually be introduced to the Gojanet and Urbana, those two islands further down the Canaries. They may be introduced there in the future. The sugarcane industry may crash in the future due to deforestation on Madeira. Surely the profit will make up for it, if it ever does happen. Plus, part for the sugarcane industry in Madeira. So, sugarcane from the Mediterranean has recently been introduced to Madeira, and the industry is booming for now. Slaves brought in from all over work in harsh conditions on the sugarcane farms here to bring in profit to the elites. That's going to add quite a bit of development there. I am doing this because I am illustrious, and at least one of these must be true, is I have the urbanization innovation. Or you be in a late medieval era. And not tribal, especially not tribal. Let's make some profit. It's remarkable that no one has yet established the sugarcane industry here on Madeira, despite the island's excellent geography and abundant timber. Now, using my various connections, I have found a number of merchants operating in the Mediterranean who are willing to fund the introduction of sugarcane to the island. With enough slave labor as well as investment from merchants, this is the start of something wonderful on Madeira. There are some who believe, with proper management, we can even eclipse the traditional sugarcane production centers like Sicily, Cyprus, and Andalusia within a generation or two. I say that's an unrealistic prediction, but I admire such optimism. It would be too good to be true. If such a thing could happen, there surely would be some kind of catch. Nonetheless, we will likely make plenty of profit. So there's your 200 prestige, and for the next 50 years, all this great wealth that's going to come from there. What now? Vajpur Gurak has taken the initiative to introduce sugarcane to Madeira. The island's abundant timber will undoubtedly fuel the burgeoning sugar industry here. Working together with the merchants from the Mediterranean who wish to bypass their business rivals elsewhere. Gurak is not only bringing sugar itself, but also slaves to work the fields and advisors from places as far as Sicily and beyond to oversee the construction of sugar mills and more. There are some who think the island might even surpass the traditional sugarcane production centers like Sicily, Cyprus, and Andalusia one day. Endless sugar. Sounds too good to be true. Hey. Get this controlled. This is my investment. Protect it. It's only going to take us a few months. So as we remember, Madeira is so thick with trees that some parts of it are virtually impenetrable to humans. There's much timber to be found here for any humans seeking to exploit. Yeah, let's stop being rivals. You're actually a good fighter. I may want to recruit you instead. You are the first Buddhist to come here. Always happens. Holder, secret with local faith. No need to convert. It's all fine here. Because we have syncretic folk traditions. Hey, wait a minute. I just remembered. You want to leave, huh? Does not have a martial education trait. Do any of my older sons have a martial education trait that I should know about? That's another way to disinherit. No chance. Oh, it's just going to send them to a holy order as another way of disinheriting them. I guess that won't happen here. Most of the commoners living in Adab are of Nubian descent, proud of their traditions. It does not sit well with them that they must serve a foreigner like myself or my neighbor Summit Petri shares cultural history. Teach them the superiority of the Egypto-Sogdian culture. Finally, some investments. Bingo. pompous pilgrim. A prominent Muslim nobleman from afar is partaking in the Hajj pilgrimage, traveling through this Red Sea route and is stopping through my lands. Some might court suggest I should host this man while he's here. Once he returns from his pilgrimage and travels back to cross the Red Sea, who knows what good things might say about me. However, it is known that this man is something of a snob with pretentious tastes. Ironic, isn't it, that he's on a pilgrimage and does not appear to show any humility? I have no interest in hosting such a pompous man. Yeah, go ahead, next one, right? Just whatever, just don't patronize me. Oh, we're gonna get knighthood in the future, that's good. Okay, back to Madeira. What's another requirement that's missing? We'll renable 6 months or when no longer above the main limit. Crud! Well, in the meantime, keep getting buildings. Hunting lodges for defender advantage. Oh gosh. To cause more casualties to them, less to us. Better make it good. Careful now. It's been an honor to meet. Thank you for your hospitality, Vej Bagurak. Till we meet again. The foreign envoy bows to me, expecting he's about to leave. I stand up to say farewell, but I stumble out of my chair and clumsily fall to the ground. Thankfully, I did not hurt myself. That was still embarrassing. At least the envoy was polite about it. I ain't drunk. Just I haven't ate a lot. Throw him in. Keep going. Even though we're getting no benefits out of that. Because that domain limit crap. Why are you chuckling? My sister just died. Build it up. We're good. Oh, now it's a major gift instead of a minor gift. But the question is, do they stack? I don't know, I can't see it anymore. But we have to assume it does. Actually, they do stack. Two yellow eyes follow me as I cross the hallway, and a small meow breaks the silence as Shadow pounces my ankle. She may be young, but she's nonetheless ferocious. As she prances away, she's left me gleaning again where she's been hiding. Thank you, fair lady. I should pet you. I find Shadow outside, strutting around the yard. As soon as she spots me, she meows and saunters over, rubbing up against my leg. I spend many minutes crouched by her side, petting her and scratching under her chin. When I stand back up again, I feel lighter than a long time. Thank you, my friend. By Allah, woman, leave me alone. The peaceful atmosphere is shattered by Tifot yelling as he storms the courtyard. Matal quickly falls astonished. My liege, please talk some sense into him. I'm trying to help him since I have some experience that may improve his work. Will you leave him alone? You people yap worse than 6 barbers. Oh my gosh. People are dying around me. I'm getting stressed and stressed about each and every time. In fact, that's all 3 of my siblings. One last year. Another earlier this year, and then just now. This is not a good year for me. How much more betrayal can I take? Oh, it actually works now. Now, with the floors rips the fabric covering my eyes grow. The armor is constructed from horizontally overlapping steel bands that are massively laced together with cords of silk, while the trim and liner cutting from fine velvet. The set includes a spagon helm and an abbot helm. The whole armor is etched to display a repeating image of floral motifs. How does that compare? It don't compare. Special baklava. A baklava merchant I usually go to says he has few special types of baklava available to sell if I'm willing to pay more. These special types include baklava with sweet cheese, baklava spiced with cinnamon and cloves, baklava topped with berry slices. I know he's trying to entice me to buy some when he says these special types will impress any guest I host, but he has a point. They do look delicious. Baklava topped berries looks really delicious. Since a lot of what I wish the option was, give me all of them. Okay, so this building was already constructed some time ago, unless we did way earlier in the playthrough that I have little recollection. So now, the southern parts of Madeira are considered suitable for large-scale agriculture, particularly sugarcane production, except for one problem: a lack of sufficient fresh water. Thus, these lavadas, or special irrigation canals and aqueducts, have been carved into the mountains, constructed to alleviate this lack of fresh water. what you got? Once I'm done spending my money on all this, I'm actually gonna go fight a few wars. Just, get digital claimed territories. Every now and then, I'm resting in my residence at Socotra at night. When I feel a sense of restlessness, I'll leave my residence along with a few trusted guards. We carefully walk into the island's wilderness, to the top of the mountains. There, under a starry night sky, I can see much of the coastline of the island and the somber waves of the ocean that seem to beckon me to faraway adventures. Then, my guards sit around and relax perhaps an hour or two, taking in the beauty of the island before we return home. Socotra's a wonderful place, isn't it? Yes, it is. While down a leisurely stroll, the crowd in particular merchant stands on regular hustle bustle the street. Greetings, my lord. I have an exquisite assortment of wares. As I appear at the myriad of goods in the stall, I could hear that French murmur. The etchings on this piece must be real, and quite valuable too. He glances at me with a triumphant smile. I believe this piece would be the more lucrative choice. Successful haggle. Right. Once we're past the next two stalls, he beams me. Yes, quite good indeed. Could have much done a bit of myself. He casually eyes the bottles in the stall next to us and shoots at me for an anticipating side glance. A potsherd. An ancient potsherd reportedly originates from the holy site of Subu, the holy mountain. Well, maybe I could teach you a couple of strategies here. Successful persuasion. $27.5. How y'all doing over there? Knowing them, it's likely the Hindus are ones that could go on the offensive there. Allow me to present you to some financial aid. Well, first, give me a 1500. One more. Oh, you're going on the offensive this time. Well, let me present you to some financial aid as well. Never forget your kin. There we go. Yeah, sure, why not? Actually, no, because, I just don't have the appetite right now. Sorry. The vassal, Amir Abu Bakr, Has found himself in a bit of trouble. But Budrich Mina smiles patiently. I made sure the situation resolved itself, and mention you as the benefactor. Good deed needs no repayment. Preemptive truces. That's an idea. Loyal soldiers of foreign origin. Our relations with the local East Asian communities is good enough that a number of their men have pledged their loyalty to me, offering their services as warriors and bodyguards. Many are former mercenaries or adventurers who have traveled along the Silk Road in search of fame and fortune, so they are experienced and skilled in fighting. Get an army of 300 men. Mortified. Nails the difference intended to bring forth his gifts of coin and precious objects. The oath is taken and describes records pledges of the Al-Farghani of Madeira. As Fine stands, he stumbles awkwardly. The court gasps in unison as he falls, ending sprawled at my feet, cheeks flushed with embarrassment. Your oaths are all that matters to me. Now we are fabled, and it would be a very long time till you get to legendary, which is the last level of splendor. Don't have the appetite for feasts anymore, that's just who I am. I said no! Stop sending me invitations, I'm going somewhere. I'm trying to get away from my vassals. You know how all this works. The canals are open. Now leave me alone. Try to go somewhere. Oh, I know. Let's hold a moon sacrifice. The moon is a powerful entity, capable of great blessings and great curses. Since time immemorial, Sacatrans have conducted sacrifices in their honor. We see no conflict between these practices, considered sorcerers at best and demonic at worst by foreigners, and worship of Allah. I have arranged for a great sacrifice to be held to the moon tonight. Many will participate in it. A local elder will be there to interpret the results of my sacrifice. Now, what kind of sacrifice did I arrange for the moon? A commoner offered their own hand per each tradition. Sends me a small curse. Oh, not me, but that's Sakatra. That affects this area only. Oh God. Imposter! Recently I feel like I'm not worried being about Madeira Maghreb. Do other rulers doubt themselves as I doubt myself? I try to be a good tempered Bajpur, but my mouth seems to water constantly. Everything is making me hungry. Why am I so damnably uncharacteristically hungry? Damn this universal racing. What bores me such heights. Tell the cook to stop making my dinner. I don't want it. Yeah, I'm famished. A guest. That glistening black fur and those yellow eyes. I've never seen such beautiful feeling. My guest stroked shadow thoughtfully before directing. 50 gold should be plenty, yes? How dare you? I would never sell shadow. Get out of here. Oh, I got it. Something else to do. Let's host a poetry contest. We haven't held one of those in a while. Scattered throughout the scattered clans of South Arabia and Socotra, those who could speak poetry are held to the highest esteem. Our poets are not direct and assertive like the poets of our Arabic-speaking cousins, for we focus more on the subtleties and hidden meanings, secret symbols and clever twists of fate. Poetry is embedded deeply into our culture. It is sung by the peasants working in the fields and the butchers as they slaughter sheep, by warriors they charge the battle, and holy men as they give sermons. Now, I've decided to host a major poetry competition in Marrakesh. Who will prove themselves the worthiest of poets this year? I'll announce this contest to all. Anyone willing to participate. I was about to shun food. As preparations are underway for the poetry contest, how big will the prize be? Though poetry is a great reward in and of itself, it should not be sold by material needs. It doesn't hurt as an incentive. Prepare a large grand prize. Larger prize results is more prestige and better bonuses for me once it's all done. Huh. I am a living legend. Sooner or later I'll be a religious icon. In fact, I may have to go on a pilgrimage as another excuse to try to get away from these people who asks me for, it's like, hey, want to come to a feast? I'm like, no, I don't want to fatten myself. I don't want that. Now, the week of the poetry contest is upon us. For several days, men and women will compete in several rounds before a panel of judges chosen from the most esteemed and respected poets of Marrakesh. Many have come to watch this spectacle. Overall, the turnout for this contest seems good. Unlike our Arab cousins elsewhere, we freely encourage men and women to mingle and compete against one another in poetry, and our contestants come from all walks of life, from dignified nobles to humble beggars. Some of my courtiers are even contestants as well. It'll be interesting to see what poems they come up with this year and who will win. As a man skilled in speech, I can also be the judge. For several days, me and many others witnessed many to compete for victory in the poetry contest. These men and women improvise original poem after poem off the top of their heads on various topics provided by the judges. Some are humble, humorous little anecdotes. Others are tales about good versus evil. But most use the veiled language. Here, words do not always mean what they mean, for the best poets hide true meaning behind clever symbols or plot twists. Anyways, many poets have been eliminated after the initial rounds, and only a few remain. The final round's upon us. Who will win? Let me take a drink first. The winner is declared. The judges all agree that one person stood everyone else in eloquence and cleverness, humor and pathos. As vouched for, I present the reward to the lucky winner. He is a holy man who spends most of his days reading scriptures, reciting prayers, and contempting the divine in the name of Allah. Surely, this only gives his poetry a more ethereal quality. The poem is about two people who care about each other very much. Perhaps two lovers, or parent and child, or good friends, who are separated due to circumstance. The poet expresses the feelings of sorrow about the separation that these two have, and hope that they will someday be reunited. An amazing poem indeed, and to think it was improvised on the spot. The competition is over, and the victor can now return home. No doubt a great celebration will be held in honor of their hometown, and wherever their origins, today's surely been a turning point in their life. Already, people line the streets and hills, exchange songs of poetry and atmosphere of joy and creativity. Till next time. I gotta go on a pilgrimage. Get me out of this area. To Al-Quds. As I prepare for my journey, and I will travel safely under the protection of Allah. I will be gone for a long time, and I can only pray God watches over my realm as well. It's time to depart. lost. I could have sworn that this is supposed to be the path onwards. None of my companions, or I have managed to find our way back to the pilgrimage route, or even look at the right stars at night. Feels like I've been wasting weeks. Must find that guide, no matter the cost. Land grants. Now, it'll cost less to start wars. We'll be getting this in 7 years, which I'll be around at that time. Banking. Go for banking next for development growth. Since I'm development crazy. Especially for our capital. Among my fellow pilgrims, there is a man who preaches compassion and fellowship to reaches the topic of heathens. One evening around the campfire, he loudly declares them to be abominable monsters in the eyes of Allah, deviants and child murderers all. Most people were their eyes and not looks on them. Denial is not good. Do you not agree, O Rajput? They're not all bad. As we usually say, it's we're of a pluralistic faith. Gorak! This cat's got to go. My wife, Rajput Mina, is holding Shadow up by the skin of her neck, eyes red and nose running. I cannot stand this anymore. I can barely breathe. But she is around. Would have been funny if all three of the characters were named Gorak and they'll be like, which one? No, I will not give Shadow away. Deal with it. You're fine. For future reference. Put it in Sigilmas. For wars of expansion there, just to connect the rest. No other city in the world has a history quite like Jerusalem. In addition to many other holy sites there, the city contains the Haram es-Sharif, the place where Muhammad ascended to heaven after his time on earth. Standing outside of the temple mount with my hand on the western wall, I find myself reflecting on everything that happened on my journey to this city of legend. I have walked the holy path. Just get us closer to there. It's good to be home. Anything else to do? Aha! A hunt! Well, sure it's gonna carry your stress all the way, but you'll be fine. But first, I saunter between the market stalls of Marrakesh, a heavy pouch tugging at my belt. How do I make this coin work for me? As I admire the wares of a local jeweler, exquisite filigree, the sound of vessel, my friend Vali Tajal suddenly appears on my side. A word of advice, my friend? Have a look at the smithy over there. Their wares might be simple, but their potential is great. Yeah, we'll vest it. Huh? What? Of course it's exposed because you're my bodyguard. It's tyranny, so never mind. It's none of my business anyway. How can you call it murder if he's my bodyguard? What if she's the murder? Look again. Yes, you murdered. Whoa, okay. 2 of them you killed her. And then you murdered this woman. In cold blood. Well, she was a lunatic, so I think that might be a little justified. You may never know if she would do something this crazy, like assassinate me or someone else. If it ain't her, then it's someone else. What's the matter with you? Don't you know who you are? You're the trustworthy man. You're not that callous. You're the opposite of callous, in fact. "10 years versus 10 years. Oh, blast. Stick with banking then. Stocking the stores. With a mighty burp, I pushed the rest of my plate away from me and sprawled back into my chair. Lately, my kitchens have begun to swell with golden grain and freshly hunt game, giving all my courtiers the healthy sheen of the overfed. I grimaced. This bounty is great. It cannot last forever. I must decide what to do with all the excess food. I guess I shall divine richly. Been overwhelmed by stress. Actually, I have too much on my plate as it is. Without counting the little food center, by skipping meals, I could focus on issues that actually matter on. I'll go from famished to starved. Cook. Inform the cook that I will not, for the foreseeable future, partake in the meals. As soon as the words have left my mouth, I feel lighter. No longer. No more distractions. No more needing to choke down food I can barely stand. Now I can focus on what's important. Yes, this is fine. But my health is still good. Maybe it's that Indian influence. You know, those ascetics over there, like the Hindus, Jains, and Buddhists over there. When during our brief stay there. A balut, said he. That's quite a mixture. West Iranian language. Again, I would like to get this just to connect to this and get parts of Africa. Because that little thin line, to me, it's not that good of a look. I'd like to get what that. That's just more a me thing than anything else. How I feel about that. You won't forget it. Go for divine right. Can press several claims in a single war. Let me just see this. They call him the Big Nest. What's that supposed to mean? Ghost Toss approaches me, rage in his eyes, and his cat and holds by the scruff of its neck as he thrusts the cat in my face. I see it's my dear son. I found this little monster among my things. What wasn't scratch was covered in piss. I'll compensate you. Tell you what, after we get all of this, go for scholarship focus for scientific. I don't think we should expand until we get this next innovation. We're doing well, I hope. Slave raids against Staboras escalates. What the? Slave raids. Slave raids. And a result of the human trafficking, they bring out the brutal facts of life for those near. So, the money such raiding brings can be too lucrative to forego. Many settlements raid each other sporadically. Recently, however, slavers from Wadi al-Moor have fervently targeting nearby Estaboras, and several prominent merchants are planning a large attack opposed by the Argistraterios Zanov. So you're responsible for this. Estaboras, that's where's that area? Ah, down there. How probable. Send soldiers to join him. Heavily pillaged for slaves. You got it. My cousin, Daniel, has been lately telling me how he's impressed with the generosity of Ina. Or Ina. Apparently she came through for him when he needed the most. Perhaps I've been underestimating her. Can't wait to be a popular figurehead. No added attention, bring more stewardship, more money, more everything. I just want to lay back and relax and don't do anything. Oh! Ramti. Well done. Asvad had been obliged to attend a local sparring tournament, but the contest has been delayed. The tournament won't start for at least another hour. Mensa. Oh, wait a minute. Aren't you that guy? Yeah. I remember you. He's here, and is always being in several of them. Its constant complaints making everyone even more miserable than normal. Meanwhile, my wife Vajpurij Sama is sitting under the pavilion, looking clearly bored halfway to death. Spent some time with someone under the pavilion. My goodness, look at this! Soulmate and best friend, and she's doing fine. I never loved this woman than ever. I don't view her as just a wife. She's my soulmate. She's my best friend. She is the reason why I am alive today. Even though she's my second wife, but she is the one with the stewardship. She doesn't like cats. She respects my cat. No. I must remain. While walking through the hallway, and I get too close to a torch and burn myself. The burns are minor and easily treatable with some herbs and ointments, but it does hurt. I ought to be careful not to get close to those torches again. Oh, come on, really? someone better. Well, I feel I've kind of reached that point in this series, and that's going to be an issue where I've done everything there is to do that I had in mind for this series. Now I'm just dragging it out for a couple of more episodes before I will finally put this to bed. That's what I feel at this point. But in the meantime, let's continue building buildings, shall we? Oh, finally. You people. You look tired, my lord. My gesture tells us. I know, Kira. It's called Travels to Jerusalem. What do you say? Shall we start reading? Begs me to sit down. It's an amusing text. I really need this break. I prefer you read from Rat My Treasure. That stupid book that I found when we were in India. Rat My Treasure. Why am I so easily amused? Although, to be honest, even before I started recording this episode, I was a bit in and out of sleep last night. So my head is a little funny. But I still function just fine in terms of gameplay. So it's nothing too concerning. It's just I'm not that well motivated. But we're doing it anyway. Oh, I forgot that this position exists. The Coptic papacy. As I walk outside, I'm greeted by the son of my vassal, Pope Dionysius, crouching beside my cat's shadow, tenderly petting her head. This is quite a lovely cat you have, my lord. You're very perceptive for once, Pope. Figuring you ain't gonna be around for long. But I'll give you something for you to remember me by. Entertainers. So if you do this again, you go from starved to wasting. Why do I have a feeling I kind of want to do that? Oh, that can't be good. In fact, I gotta save my son before they do him in. We gotta go kill that man. Both the blacksmiths and merchants guilds in Sidramasa sent a representative to meet me. The two guilds have come to an impasse over the trade of raw iron within the county and want me to arbitrate their dispute. Secretly, each representative has offered me a lucrative deal with their guild in an attempt to get me to sign with them. They could both benefit if they just cooperate. Because I know how that works. I cannot believe for the first time in a long time I'm actually going to assassinate somebody, but this is just to save my son before he gets assassinated by him, because he's got no intrigue skill. And that is a concern. If I lose him, the line is broken. The realm is doomed. The whatever's falling from the sky. It looked like a bit tedious sitting once the feast's entertainment was over. But Ina or Ina saved the day by suggesting a reading from City of God. I also love that one. Dates of Draw. Today I'm enjoying some dates from the Draw River Valley. This area is known for the abundance of dates of all kinds. Just savoring the delicious sweetness makes me feel like I'm in paradise. Let me grab a few more to eat, or maybe a lot more. No, no, no! Shun the food! Shun the food! I wonder if holding a feast actually gets rid of your modifier. No, it doesn't. But I am starved. There's a good possibility that I want to be wasted. I'm a religious icon. I am heading for my chambers to enjoy some blessed sleep when I hear a faint rustle in the window. Just the wind, I think, till the wind starts speaking. Chantis, open up, my darling, because it's I, Yusuf. Push the shutters open, and lo and behold, a man has climbed up the Chantis' window. It's Amjad Yusuf of Dajjal. What did you just call my daughter, you debaucher? I gotta hold the court. The monster of Ugadi. The haggard-looking peasant now stared to me. My lord, I beg for your help. A monster prowls the mountains of Ugadi, killing cattle and farmers alike. Few have seen it, but the mangled remains of poverty disease no doubt. It's clearly a huge wolf, as bloodthirsty as it ever been seen. Please send your strongest hunters save us from the horse's jaws. I think I have what it takes. You know, I haven't been eating a lot. I'll go fell the beast myself. But I'll be there once the business concludes. A provincial merchant steps forward, clearly out of his element in my rituals. I beckon. Come on. No, come, man. Not come on, man. Come, man. We don't have all day. Yes, my lord, he stammers. I'm Tapkot, representing the disgruntled traders and freemen of Zambrata, Tripolitana's greatest temple. Abdul, or Amjuvan, is the barrier of commerce and the town's interests. I humbly ask to be replaced by someone else. Oh boy. The crown will compensate the town's merchants. A frightful peasant strolls all too close before the guard steps to his oof! Cracks over the wink, slaving through skin teeth. Your lordness, I come here from Madeira, for Madeira Grey, a grey party rising. Yes, say Vajpur, the bailiff's wife says swore she could make a better Violet Shaba than the carpenter's wife, and of course they were judged they die. Then the Usmans get involved. What? How did this man get in? Anyone? Let's go kill that wolf. Wild Doc's ability to make friends off has proven invaluable to my scheme. He is not quite skilled around as he should be. He is too fond of dropping vague hints, and if someone were to start asking questions, there is no telling what to divulge. Oh, hell. Well, if he can't keep secrets, he must keep quiet instead. monster of Ugadid. All the preparations completed. I sent over the selected group of guards to face the infamous monster that's terrorizing Ugadid. It doesn't take us long to find it. A clear trail of blood leads us straight to the creatures above. I was already informed what to expect. What? When a massive wolf finally stands in front of me, I can't help but shiver. Face me, you foul beast. They call me the trustworthy, but there's a possibility I may be called a hunter if they succeed. Killed it. I'm a novice hunter now. How do you like me now? About to be 55. We're gonna bypass you. And you too. I mean, obviously there ain't no way we're gonna get that up there. Because I got all those things over there. That just cannot be matched. Wherever I go, my guests sort of all that look in her eyes, the words on her lips. I know exactly what she's after. She may be a hunchback woman and is betrothed to the Savannah Raiders mercenary company, really? A distraction for tonight, but nothing more. She is leisurely laying on a chase next to a pleasure pool, eating figs and enjoying the finer things in life. I walk in with an easy smile, and I kneel to begin feeding her the fruit and gently caressing her. Then we kiss deeply, the sweetest fruit still upon her lips, before falling to the floor and rolling into the pool. She seems impressed. Yeah. Well, I gotta break up. What if she finds out? You can't do that to your own lover. What are you, stupid? Look, it's just one night, alright? All I wanted is just lay with you, and then I'll be on my way out. Fortunately, she's past childbearing age. There, no chance of peasant revolts of any kind. My agents have scheduled a journey for Nanaikse, which will take us to the dark woods. All that is missing is a band of thugs that will tragically assemble a highway robbery gone wrong. I can already imagine blood seeping to the dark soul. Oh, we gotta kill him because this is to save my son. The thugs did their job, and Alex says no more. As the travel party stopped to camp for the evening, bandits sprawled among the trees, calling for blood and gold. The soldiers fought back. Thankfully it was not enough. He was tragically slain in the melee. The bandits are all now hunted by all, and no one suspects my involvement. My two problems solved each other. Saved you from certain doom. It could have been worse. They said there was supposed to be a Crusader for Jerusalem, and you say it's not happening at all? Actually, it did happen. must have missed it. Must have. Did miss. Is it possible to... Uh-huh. Can you imagine if somebody... It's like, okay, we're going on a crusade for Jerusalem. And if a ruler, who is savvy enough to purchase a truce with a huge sum of money, and not to mention weaker than I, and then he'll call it off and go somewhere else. Yet another stressful day. I slumped down on the chair in my bed chamber. For how long will I be able to keep this up? Suddenly, I hear a quiet meow. My cat Shadow jumps up on my lap, starts purring. I sit over for a while, just listen to the calming sound and petting her black fur. I think I could do this a bit longer. Oh, none of the penalties went away. But I'm starting to feel fine now, but just inform the cook that I don't want the food. I really want to do this. Ugh. Because whenever my cat dies and all its modifiers goes away, I may never know that this is how I would wish to go. No, it's my rival that died. I got so many people dying in my dungeon, I lost count. I think you've got enough. Start disinheriting. There you go. Problem solved. Just speed up the gameplay because there's not a lot happening these days. My next plan is to try to get Divine right as soon as possible, but we'll be getting Knighthood first. Oh, don't make me eat. I can't eat fake foods no more. No matter what the text says at each event that pops up. You're the breadwinner. Give it 3 years and I will find you a spouse for you to get married. Because of my ideal age for marriage is around 30. Bastards, bastards, bastards. Bastardry everywhere. Oh, commission epic time. Well, since I'm not renowned crazy these days now, so... Oh, well, let's get the Indians. So now, in particular, I decided to reinforce relations with the Indian communities in my realm. The Indian subcontinent is renowned for many good things that come out of it. It's from inspiring faiths followed by many, to intricate, skillful art styles, to wealthy networks of traders and much more. These people contribute greatly to our realm. So now, you will periodically receive gifts from the local Indian community, where gifts of piety or of character modifiers that improve lifestyle experience will likely be better, and will more likely occur compared to the other communities. And now, bring in the Indian artists. It gives you piety and helps your diplomacy, piety, prestige, and all that. Their beautiful art will have a good home here. India is a home of many cultures and faiths that have influenced many other parts of the world. It is therefore no surprise that Indian art styles have spread throughout the Silk Road through incorporation of their artistic techniques and conventions, through the immigration of skilled Indian artists to other regions. Within the local Indian community, for example, are a number of skilled artisans. Though it took some effort, I was able to persuade them to work for me. I have various projects in mind where I think their skills would be most valuable. What majesty, splendor, and divinity these artisans can create. Again, the renown gain is far greater these days. So, how about this? It should focus on my focus on me and my destiny, of course. This is just to drive my ego. My court has become renowned for the luxurious level of hospitality on offer, and guests here often prove useful. On occasion, however, we do get redundant guests in court, whose purpose is unclear, and this poses unnecessary drain on my treasure. One such hanger-on is Muhammad, who's been here for some time as a guest of Urukah. It seems to eat enough for 12. The man is eating me out of the house and home. Something must be done. Oh, just let him stay. I've not been presented with a new work on my family epic for weeks. And the whole process is either taking too long, or he ends up doing some shoddy work. Is it truly too much to demand and delivers excellence that he delivers now? I will put up with him as long as it takes. Arlon's been caught trying to sneak off of his duties. Thankfully, the guard recognized him and investigates. It's exhausting work. He defends himself day and night, my benevolent lord, just for a few days' rest. Very well, perhaps the break is in order. He's siphoning funds away from me. My spy master seems to be the latest person to read excerpts from my family epic. Your great-great-grandmother was a fascinating, resourceful figure. Would it be known to you? If we let it be known that you are even half Sunderland's shares, people would think twice before anything against you. The blood of that snake is flowing through my veins. Drivel. I don't need to read that. I know it is. Because I could tell. During the daily management of my realm, I've learned of several different opportunities I can pursue. Each opportunity has great potential, but realistically I can only pursue one. I must determine what would ultimately give me the most value. I heard rumors of a lost tome rediscovered. Oh, that's a very good book indeed, which we already have. Holy crud, 84 years old. Without those without those negative penalties that you've been getting, you would have lived up to 90. The Al-Farghani romance. Truly an epic poem of the glorious Al-Farghani dynasty, commissioned by Vajpal Guruk V, and enriched by vibrant illustrations of his glorious ancestors and their deeds. The cover is velvet that has been embroidered to display a repeating image of floral motifs. Not as much renown, but a little more prestige. Paying him again. I just love paying people, do I? Yes, I do. I don't know why I'm liking the idea of my character just being a guy who just shuns food. Yeah. I looked down to see my cat shuttled, dropped the scroll on my feet, sealed the my coat Aki's distinct style, given it to curiosity, the skin text. For I do not believe in all. Why would I expose him? To think he was hiding such a thing. Norwegian, that's what they are. Here it is, divided attention. Now we're going to be making a lot more money and provide much more levies. We will end this episode right now as it reaches to 11:45 on the month of January. So we will stop that episode right here. So before we get out of here, let me look to the east, see how everybody's doing. Oh, what the hell's going on with you? Okay, you finally won that war because you want this piece of land. And you are dealing with a Liberty War. From all the way up there. And as for you, you've lost Rantanpur. You better take it back. And Mawa. Oh, they're all in this together. See? My kin. They're sticking together. Like they should. That's what I wanted to hear from them. Sardinia is looking to get this piece back. And what's going on with Byzantium? It's for a claim of this area, which is technically part of that. And also upcoming that next episode, which again, I'm going to keep at it just for a little longer. We will get knighthood in 19 months, and divine right in 5 years. And of course, we'll become an architect, and after that, switch over to the learning focus and get scientific for cultural fascination progress to increase. And also to find a good wife for my son Guruk, the future Guruk VI. And might be the last ruler that I would play as in that series. 50 years old now, and all that, and more. So we hope you people have enjoyed this episode, but until then, so long for now.